You always hear about the best or the worst battle passes, so in today's video I'll be talking about and ranking the most underrated battle pass from every chapter. We've had 37 Fortnite battle passes, and I think there's a good amount of them that fly under the radar and get overshadowed by the best or the most popular battle passes. Now remember, this ranking is just my opinion, so be sure to let me know yours down in the comments. If you enjoy my videos, be sure to use code TuneSpider in the Fortnite item shop to support me. And now let's get to ranking. Alright, so I'm going to start with chapter 1, and a few battle passes actually came to mind when I was thinking of the most underrated. There was season 6 with skins like Calamity, Dire, and Dusk. Overall a great Halloween themed battle pass. Then there was season 8 with the pirate and treasure theme that gave us skins like Hybrid and Blackheart, but in my opinion the most underrated battle pass from chapter 1 is season 9. For starters, there are a lot of really good skins in this battle pass, like Rox for example, who you could customize with different colors. You could add armor and a helmet to her. I think Vendetta was an underrated tier 100 skin. I really like the mask for him. Demi was definitely a popular skin. I'm still surprised she has never had a reskin. And then if you like meme skins, there's technically 2 of them in this battle pass. There's Bunker Jonesy and then the Robot Chicken. I think this battle pass fit the theme very well. It introduced dual pickaxes, which is another reason why I think this is underrated. But honestly, on top of all of that, I think the best part was the original secret skin we got, and I think it's one of the best of all time, and that's Singularity. Not only did she control the mech in the live event, she has a really cool skin. She came with multiple styles that represent some of the most iconic characters in Fortnite, or at least in chapter 1, like Drift, Tomato Head, Beef Boss for example. And she had a few different styles. She had just like a base regular suit, then you could add armor to her, and you could put the helmet on as well. In my opinion, she is definitely the best secret skin when it comes to Fortnite originals. This battle pass had a futuristic vibe to it that I really liked, and I think it gets overshadowed by some of the best battle passes from chapter 1, so season 9 is the most underrated in my opinion. Now moving on to chapter 2, there was one battle pass that came to mind when I was thinking of the most underrated, and don't get me wrong, there was a handful of good battle passes from this chapter, but the battle pass I thought of is season 3. And this season in general tends to get overshadowed because it was in between 2 titans, chapter 2 season 2 and chapter 2 season 4, a couple of seasons that people consider to be the best, and that includes their battle passes. Season 3 of chapter 2 is like the middle child that flies under the radar, but I think it has a really good battle pass, and I think it's extremely underrated. For starters, it gave us Kit, this adorable cat on this like robotic motorcycle. We got Jules, who in my opinion is still one of the best female skins in the game. Love her mechanical design, and I think her tattoos are really cool. I think Eternal Night is a great night skin. I love her design and I really like her colors. I think she's an underrated tier 100. Fade is a really cool skin. I really like his second style. And then this gave us our first DC skin in the battle pass with Aquaman, which his skin made sense for the theme of the season. This is one of those battle passes where I don't think there's an actual bad skin. Sure, there's some I don't really use, but I don't think the quality of them or the design of them are bad. Also with this battle pass, we were able to customize our own umbrella. Unfortunately, it did lock, similar to Maya, and I'm sure Epic learned from that and they would never do that again. This battle pass was full of really good cosmetics when it came to emotes, pickaxes, back blings, gliders, like all around. I think it was just a really good battle pass. So I have it as the most underrated for chapter 2. Now moving on to chapter 3, I'm going to be honest, this one wasn't very hard to decide on. Since chapter 3 season 1 is the best battle pass in my opinion, like I said in my video, so be sure to go check that out after this one. It really came down to one battle pass in my mind for underrated, and that was season 2. Now I did think about season 3 for a moment, like how I'd look at an apple before deciding I want the bag of hot Cheetos instead, but ultimately season 2 has like 6 or 7 skins that I really like. And what was really cool about this battle pass, it was very storyline character heavy, meaning there was a couple 7 members and an IO member. Just want to clarify that because I know with battle passes most of the time it includes storyline characters for that season, but I meant more like the overarching story. We got skins like the Origin and the Imagine, 2 7 members that I think have really cool designs. I like for the Imagine that she had different colors. The purple one was definitely my favorite. And then the Origins design just overall is so sick. The base design and his suit. Really liked his transformational emote as well. Orisa is one of my favorite cel shaded skins. I think she's great. Love her helmet style. That's definitely my favorite. And then we got 2 Marvel collabs, Prowler and Doctor Strange. I think they're 2 underrated Marvel skins that aren't talked about enough. We got Suki 2.0, which is a cool design. And then Gunner and Kiara KO. This is another battle pass where I don't think there's an actual bad skin. Sure, there's some that I prefer more than others, or some that I won't really use. But like I mentioned before, the quality and the detail and the design, I don't think there's a bad one. Also, something really cool with this battle pass was the Omni sword. So you could customize the different colored blades, you could change the style of the blades, you could change the handles, you could make them double-sided. This was a really sick pickaxe, still one of my favorites to this day. This battle pass was also full of built-in emotes. It also had the Segway tour, and I think the gliders in this were top tier as well, like Doctor Strange's, the Wheel of Daggers, the Katatech Burst Wing, the Imagine Wingspan. Like there were so many great gliders besides like the basic parachute glider that they have to throw in every battle pass for some reason. Let me know if you ever want me to rank those, by the way. Now for this chapter, there was only 4 battle passes to pick from, and I think for underrated, chapter 3 season 2 was the most obvious, and I just think it's a really good battle pass. Moving on to chapter 4, and I got season 4 as the most underrated. For underrated, it came between season 4 and season 3, but this battle pass continues to be overlooked along with the season in general. For the most part, this battle pass is great. Honestly, a lot of it is top tier. For starters, we got Kato Thorn, who I think is one of the most underrated battle pass skins. He's got a lot of swagger to him. He's got a good base design. I like his mask. And then of course he turns into his vampire form, which is just absolutely sick. They did a great job with the female skins in this battle pass. Antonia, love her design, especially like the mask and the leg sleeves. May is an incredible cell shaded skin, and then Piper Pace is a good skin as well. We got our meme skin Fish Stick, a different take on the Fish Stick skins. Ahsoka was a secret skin, and then we also got Kabi Lame and Nolan Chance. And for Nolan Chance gets hated on a lot, but I do like his tactical design, and his white and gold suit looks pretty good as well. This battle pass also has one of my favorite emotes, the Beats Bunny, and then the rest of the cosmetics are pretty good as well, from pickaxes to backblings to gliders. I think they did a good job with this battle pass. I think it's extremely underrated because there was a lot of good skins in here. I think it fit the theme pretty well. There's like a lot of personality to this battle pass as well, and there's a good range to it because not all of the skins feel super similar. And it's always cool in a battle pass when the villain is the tier 100 skin. So I think season 4 is the most underrated battle pass for chapter 4. Then moving on to chapter 5, and I'm just gonna say it's season 3. I think it's the most underrated battle pass from this chapter. This battle pass low-key slaps. To each their own on the gameplay this season, but the battle pass itself was so good. From skins like Bright Raider, the Machinist, Rust, and Megalodon, I think this was a pretty stacked lineup. We also got 2 collab skins, the T60 Power Armor from Fallout, which made sense for the theme of the season. Love the Black Knight style for that skin. And then we got Magneto. We got his comic look, and then we also got a Wastelander look, and I like that they gave him a design that fit the theme of the season. Even the skins that get rated kind of low on here, like Ringmaster Scar for example, I love her hyena helmet. I think it's so sick. I know people don't like her base design, but the helmet is awesome. You get really cool super styles from this battle pass. I like some of the emotes, then overall the cosmetics are good as well. Megalodon is a sick tier 100 skin, definitely feels intimidating. Bright Raider, in my opinion, is the best like bright bomber type skin. And then I think the Machinist was a really good skin. I really like her jacket style with the spine and the nitro flowing through it. I really like that design. Overall, I think this was a really good battle pass. Like I mentioned, even if you didn't like the gameplay from that season, you gotta admit they dropped a good battle pass for it, and I think it's extremely underrated. Now moving on to our current chapter, and if you've watched my videos before, I'm sure you can guess what battle pass I'm about to say, and that's chapter 6 season 2. I know I've said this a few times, but I genuinely thought I was gonna not like this battle pass when I first saw the key art, but as soon as I saw the skins and cosmetics in game, I quickly changed my mind. I fell in love with this battle pass. From top to bottom, there isn't a skin I don't like. Sure, I might rate some lower than others, but I really don't think they missed on a single skin. For starters, our collab skin Sub-Zero, absolutely peak. They brought back Midas, and I love his outlaw design, especially the cowboy design. I think it's really cool for the character. Joss, I think, is the best Fortnite original cell shaded skin. She has awesome designs, really like the outfit, and I love the mask on style. Fletcher Kane is a cool villain. His outfit design is top tier. Cassidy Quinn, I think, is one of the most like underrated skins. I like the theme to the character. I like her outfits. Really like the DLM Cassidy style that kind of makes her look like a pirate. Overall, a good skin. We got the meme skin Big Dill. No matter how you feel about him, it seems like he's going to be around. And then Valentina and Keisha Cross, I think they're good skins as well. This battle pass also gave us really cool pickaxes, especially for Sub-Zero, and I also like Outlaw's whip knives. And then the Crash Test Cuddler pickaxe is adorable. Little stuffed cuddle bear. And I also really like the gliders, the Mortal Kombat ones, and then the Bullet Rider, and then the Dealer's Deck and Pickle Chip. Like, they did not miss when it came to a glider. From top to bottom, I think this is a really good battle pass. I think it's extremely underrated, just like the season itself. So season 2 is the most underrated for chapter 6. But there you have it. That is my ranking for the most underrated battle pass from every chapter. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to join my Discord server, that link is going to be in the description. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.